your first book that you wrote, which is called My Colored World, right? Did I get it right? So
Yep.
tell us a little bit about that book, what inspired it, and yeah, share more with us.
Yeah, so My Colored World was my first book. It's actually a memoir, and what inspired the book was when I was in network marketing, people started to hear my story, and they were like opening up doors for me to come and speak at their church or their organization. And the more people heard my story, the more fascinated people became, and I was like, okay, I need to really write a book. Now I always knew that I would write a book, and I had years and years of journals that I had saved from my teenage years. And one day I just took my this big bin that I had full of all these journals, and I was like, okay, this is the time for me to write this book. And I began to go back and really create this compilation of personal journeys and stories. And what a lot of people don't realize is my story actually started in Germany. I'm very Americanized, so a lot of people don't know that I'm actually German. That was my first language. And I lived on a farm in a very small town for the first 6 years of my life. And my grandparents actually raised me. I didn't have a relationship with my mom at the time. She was going through her own struggles and different things. And at 6 years old, she came to my grandmother's house, and she pretty much just removed me and brought me into a new family and brought me to the US. And it was really one of my first and probably most painful heartaches in my childhood. And now I'm in this family where I have a stepfather, I have two siblings. My family was biracial, so imagine you got this little white German girl who only speaks German. Now I have a white German mom, a black stepfather, and two, biracial siblings. And we're moving into a neighborhood and a family where no one looked like me. And I began to really have like an identity crisis. And then you have the complexity of abuse. My mom was dealing with domestic violence. We're talking about moving into a place of great poverty and just a lot of different things. So I really share the backstory of how I became this national adversity expert and how my life has shaped the work that I do. And when I speak, I don't just speak from book knowledge, I also speak from life experience. Having to overcome great difficulties and great disappointments and really learn how to reframe my trauma so that I can really begin to live a life of triumphant.